Okay, today we are going to go ahead and create the works cited page for your death penalty debate paper. So, following the directions on your sheet, you're going to go ahead and open up a brand new Google Doc. So, go to your Google Apps little waffle grid up here, and you're going to click on Docs. All right, and you're going to click Blank Doc. You're going to go up to the very top and rename your paper to Death Penalty Debate. Your teacher may want you to add your name in there later, but we'll go ahead and just have that as such for now. So now we're going to go ahead and set up the heading according to the 6th through 8th grade guide for readers and writers MLA formatting. And this is, I think, on page 2 of your assignment sheet where it says the heading should be left justified and include name, teacher's name, course, and date written as day, month, year. So here, there's a few things you have to do to set up your formatting. So the first thing, you need to change the font, and we're going to change it to Times New Roman. And we're going to change the size to size 12. Okay. We're going to make sure that the spacing is double spaced. Okay. And just make sure too that you are changing your grammar and such, that you're capitalizing your name and you're capitalizing your teacher's name, English is capitalized, so on and so forth. So for here, I'm going to go ahead and put in mine, Patricia Branscombe. If I just press enter, since I've pressed double space, it should go straight down to the next line. My teacher, Mrs. Flath, and English 7. Now we are following the MLA formatting. So instead of having the month, then the day, comma, then year, you're going to do the date, which today is December 4th. December 2017. From here, you're now going to go ahead and center, all right, to put in your title. So I'm going to put in just a generic title, Essay on the Death Penalty in the United States. Now, your teacher may have something different that they want you to have, but this will set up your general first page of your paper. Okay, then you would follow along, you would go back and over here left align it to begin writing. There's another piece here for MLA formatting that you need to go ahead and have set up, which is to have in the heading has your last name and page number. So in order to insert your last name and your page number in your header, you're going to go ahead to insert, and they have a little code down here, but I just go down to insert and click header. All right. And your last name needs to be on the right hand side. So I have to change the alignment. So right now it automatically, you'll see it's kind of linked in here, has left align. We'll change it over to right align. And so what you do is you use your last name, capitalize the first letter. And if you press space, now instead of going in and typing in every page number as you go along, there's a way to actually add in page number. So here you're going to go to insert, page number. All right, and you just click here. So there's Branscombe 1. Now when I go to add another page, it will actually then have Branscombe 2. So it looks kind of like highlighted, but when you go to print it, it will look perfect. To get out of the header, if you just double click away, now we're back to our paper, and we're going to go ahead and make sure that the rest of the formatting is set up perfectly. So there's one more thing to do. You're going to go to File and go to Page Setup, and just double check and make sure all of the margins are 1, which means they're all set to 1 inch. Your portrait mode is perfect. We are printing 8.5 by 11 if your teacher wants you to print it out, or maybe you're setting it in electronically, but this is a way for them to see that it's all done and set correctly. So here we click OK. And now we're going to go ahead and add in the actual works cited. So your works cited page is going to be on its own separate page. And the best way to do that, instead of like pressing enter, 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 and so on and so forth till you get to the next page, you want to do this thing called a page break. And that way you won't have different lines get all misaligned and you have random breaks in the paper as you're writing along. So there's a way you can click insert and then do page break, or you can do the shortcut, which is what they showed you on the right hand side. Control enter will give you a page break. So control enter. So here's my page break. Here's my name, Branscombe. All right. And for your works cited, the very first thing you do, you don't change anything with the font or the font size, but you are going to center a line and you're going to type in works, capitalize works, and cited, capitalize cited. You're then going to press space and you're going to bring your alignment back over to the left-hand side. Here's where we're going to then add in all of your works cited citations from your different articles. In order to do so, you're going to use the symbol that is on your assignment sheet to go and get the article that everybody's using and then your articles for your pro or con side. From there, you're going to go to EasyBib and you're going to, as we say, plug and chug. You're going to copy and paste those links into EasyBib and then follow the format and try to make sure that you have everything filled in as much as possible and then copy and paste the selected text. I'm going to do the very first one as a sample and then show you how you make sure that you format it back in the MLA formatting. Okay, from here, you're going to go ahead after you've gone to EasyBib and you can, it won't let you do the right click or, paste, but you can do Control V, okay, to put in your paste. Now, the thing is, if you look here, some of the coloring is kind of funky. So you want to make sure that there is no highlighting, none. So that'll get rid of the blue that came over from the original new site. But here, if you go into your MLA formatting, they have this thing where the second line, since it's so long, it actually goes to a second line or a third line. And you have to actually do this thing called a hanging indent. So what you do is up here at the top, okay, that's the first line indent. And then down the second one says the other second left indent. Oops, it can be kind of tricky. We want to do all right, so it's being a little finicky, but you want to select the text that you would like to indent. So you can actually move the whole thing over. I'll just do it this way. 5 spaces, and it's a little tick mark, so it's in between the 0 and 1. That's 5, okay? And then you're going to go back up to the very, very tip top one where it says first line indent, and you're going to go back to the beginning. So now the first line, all right, is perfect. All right, and then the second and third lines are indented, okay? And that is all that you have to do for that. You'll notice that it has everything formatted with the person's last name, comma, first name, period. If it has the title of the article, it has it in quotations, it has the source, and it has it italicized, and the publisher, so on and so forth. So that everything is all good to go. When you're ready to do your next citation, you're going to press enter. Oops, hold on. Go to the end, press enter. All right, and just make sure that it's all the way on the left-hand side and you can copy and paste your next one. Now, the difficult thing you want to make sure is to have it in proper works cited format. You want to make sure that all of your works are in alphabetical order. So Rizzo, there might be an author that is earlier in the alphabet. So this one by Kevin Rizzo might actually be later on in your works cited page. So you just copy and select that text that you would like to move and then put them in alphabetical order.